Israel, a nation with a rich history, was established in 1948. It was born out of the Zionist movement's desire to create a Jewish homeland in historic Palestine. The declaration of the State of Israel was met with conflict and led to the Arab-Israeli War. Over the years, Israel has faced numerous conflicts and wars with its neighbors. Despite the challenges, Israel has developed into a thriving modern country, known for its innovation and technological advancements. Its capital is Jerusalem, a city of great historical and religious significance. Israel's story is a complex one, marked by both triumphs and ongoing disputes in the region. Palestine is a region in the Middle East with a deeply complex history. It has been home to various civilizations over thousands of years, including the Canaanites, Philistines, and Hebrews. In the 20th century, it became a focal point of conflict between Jews and Arabs. After World War I, Palestine was placed under British mandate. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan to establish separate Jewish and Arab states. This plan was accepted by Jewish leaders but rejected by Arab leaders, leading to conflict. The State of Israel was declared in 1948, and neighboring Arab countries intervened, resulting in the Arab-Israeli War. This war, along with subsequent conflicts, contributed to the displacement and suffering of Palestinians, leading to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that continues today. What are the origins of the conflict? The conflict pits Israeli demands for security in what it has long regarded as a hostile region against Palestinian aspirations for a state of their own. Israel's founding father David Ben-Gurion proclaimed the modern state of Israel on May 14, 1948. Establishing a safe haven for Jews fleeing persecution and seeking a national home on land to which they cite deep ties over generations. Palestinians lament Israel's creation as the Nakba, or catastrophe, that resulted in their dispossession and blocked their dreams of statehood. In the war that followed, some 700,000 Palestinians, half the Arab population of what was British-ruled Palestine, fled or were driven from their homes, ending up in Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria, as well as in Gaza, the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Israel, a close U.S. ally, contests the assertion it drove Palestinians from their homes and points out it was attacked by 5 Arab states the day after its creation. Armistice pacts halted the fighting in 1949, but there was no formal peace. Palestinians who stayed put in the war today form the Arab-Israeli community, making up about 20% of Israel's population. What major wars have been fought since then? In 1967, Israel made a preemptive strike against Egypt and Syria, launching the Six-Day War. Israel has occupied the West Bank, Arab East Jerusalem, which it captured from Jordan, and Syria's Golan Heights ever since. In 1973, Egypt and Syria attacked Israeli positions along the Suez Canal and Golan Heights, beginning the Yom Kippur War. Israel pushed both armies back within 3 weeks. Israel invaded Lebanon in 1982, and thousands of Palestinian fighters under Yasser Arafat were evacuated by sea, after a 10-week siege. In 2006, war erupted in Lebanon again when Hezbollah militants captured 2 Israeli soldiers and Israel retaliated. In 2005, Israel quit Gaza, which it had captured from Egypt in 1967. But Gaza saw major flare-ups in 2006, 2008, 2012, 2014 and 2021 that involved Israeli air raids and Palestinian rocket fire, and sometimes also cross-border incursions by either side, as well as wars. There have been 2 Palestinian intifadas or uprisings between 1987 to 1993, and again in 2000 to 2005. The second saw waves of Hamas suicide bombings against Israelis. What are the main Israeli-Palestinian issues? A 2-state solution, Israeli settlements, the status of Jerusalem, and refugees are at the core of the dispute. 2-state solution, an agreement that would create a state for the Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza Strip alongside Israel. Hamas rejects the 2-state solution and is sworn to Israel's destruction. Israel has said a Palestinian state must be demilitarized so as not to threaten Israel. Settlements, most countries deem Jewish settlements built on land Israel occupied in 1967 as illegal. Israel disputes this and cites historical and biblical ties to the land. Their continued expansion is among the most contentious issues between Israel, the Palestinians, and the international community. Jerusalem, Palestinians want East Jerusalem, which includes sites sacred to Muslims, Jews, and Christians, to be the capital of their state. Israel says Jerusalem should remain its indivisible and eternal capital. Israel's claim to the eastern part of Jerusalem is not recognized internationally. Trump recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital without specifying the extent of its jurisdiction in the disputed city, and moved the U.S. embassy there in 2018. Refugees, today about 5.6 million Palestinian refugees, mainly descendants of those who fled in 1948, live in Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, the Israeli-occupied West Bank and Gaza. About half of registered refugees remain stateless, according to the Palestinian Foreign Ministry, many living in crowded camps. Palestinians have long demanded that refugees should be allowed to return, along with millions of their descendants. Israel says any resettlement of Palestinian refugees must occur outside of its borders. Thanks for watching.